Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with tip number 19 of our 30 tips in 30 days, Dog Days of Summer series. Hope you guys enjoying these tips. In fact, it's been a blast doing it here for the month of July. Not a lot of sports going on, so it's been the perfect time to do these tips. And even for myself, going into year number 24, still learning a lot, doing what you always learn when you're researching, right? But hopefully you guys are enjoying it. And if you are, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. Also, if you want to get membership here at ATSTats.com, running a flash promo sale, now with your ATS membership subscription, you get my 5-star best bet, a 10-star game of the week, that's only released once a week, a 4-star over-under game winner, a 2-team parlay, a system play of the day, and the upset special underdog play of the day, and that is with your new ATSTats.com membership. And to get those plays, just go on the top of the page here, and in fact, if you go to any of the sports, you'll see members pick, and you just click on it and you will get those selections. All right, let's get to tip number 19. Now, this is a pretty good tip. How many times have you said throughout a NHL and NBA season, man, these teams are playing a lot of back-to-back game situations. I wonder what that team is like in a back-to-back game situation in the second game of a 2-day schedule or a series of games, right? And that's why I put the old gas tank right here, because our teams on empty on the second game. That's the myth, right? The one thing we do these videos and in the sports handicapping industry, you've been around a lot of handicappers, and I feel there's a lot of myths out there in regards to sports betting, and that's why doing these videos puts an end to the myth, and it just the facts, man, right? Just the facts, and let's get those facts here on back-to-back game situations. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like usually, I'm going to bring up the spreadsheet, so this way it's a little easier on the eyes. And we're going to go to NBA first, and I stopped doing the research at the end of the basketball regular season. So what I did is I got all the NBA games this year and NHL. I'll do NHL in the second. And I want to see exactly where is the edge. If I'm going to be playing in betting on NBA games in teams that are in back-to-back game situations, where is the edge? Where do I need to look? And the one thing that I really noticed, and I'm betting a lot more money lines this year. I'd rather be safe than sorry, and sometime pay a bit more of the what I call the Geico insurance, and take, if I'm going to see a team that's -3 or -4, I'll lay the 160 just like I would in baseball or in hockey, right? So in the point spread, look at the in the point spread, the thing that you're never going to get an edge. The bookmaker is not Santa Claus. He's not going to be giving you a gift every day and putting out the cookies there so you can take them all the time and giving you the ATS record and trends that always have like 60, 70%, 80%. That's not happening. But it will happen in the straight up factor. Look at this. In NBA teams this season, just in back-to-back games, in the second game, they're only winning 47% of their games. 212, 239 is the record, only 52% against the point spread. In fact, if you look at all the point spread here in NBA, the only time that I really highlighted was NBA favorites. I keep saying that word when I do these tip videos, favorites and home teams. NBA favorites in back-to-back games this season, and they're coming off a loss. Law of average, right? Play the percentages, as I always say. 77% win percentage, 61 against the point spread. So folks, next season when you're doing the NBA, keep an eye out for teams in back-to-back game situations coming off a loss. And my good friend Ross Benjamin, he taught me the law of average theory a long time ago. And it's the theory is this: is you want to bet on a team that lost their last game straight up and against the point spread versus a team that won straight up against the point spread, because the public tends to look back at the last game and will always bet on the team that won, right? And the team that loses, especially if it's a team with a winning record, even that's like that's like gravy, right? Gravy on your poutine, if you like a poutine. I'm Canadian, and I'm sure poutine's all over the place now, so it's not just in Canada or Quebec. I'm sure a lot of poutine. You know what? There is poutine down south, because I remember going to Burger King and there was poutine there. So a little FYI, adding to the show here. But so keeping on the gravy train right here. Look at that, 77% favorites in back-to-back games coming off a loss. That's pretty good. And but look at this, NBA underdogs this season coming off a loss, only winning 31% of their games. When you look, where is the edge? It's always in the win percentage of favorites. Look at the favorites on NBA favorites in back-to-back games this season. 129.59 for 69%. Nearly 7 out of 10 games, the NBA favorites were winning the second game of a doubleheader. And when you look at the coming off a win, 63% average. It's only down, 6% coming off just, win or a loss. But coming off a loss is even more lucrative for NBA teams. In the second game, coming off a loss, 77%. And where's the edge in the total? Well, again, look at the favorites right here. So NBA favorites this season coming off a win, 57% to the over. Nothing really to write home about. And underdogs, obviously it would be the same as this, right? Because the underdogs, it's just the same thing, right? But no, actually it's not. Underdogs, back-to-back games this season coming off a loss, 57% to the over. So the over is the edge. And what I did is I want to compare it to days rest. So look at this. NBA teams on 1 day's rest, 50%. 2 days rest, 53% straight up. I'm just talking the straight up factor. The NBA teams on 3 days rest. Now, look, because this was a COVID era, there was a lot of 1 days and 2 days rest. Not a lot of 3 and 4s. Look at this. 3 and 4 days rest. Like, we're talking very minimal games. So not even worth talking about. And 5 or more games. So these here, down here, are the teams that had COVID and had to sit out an extended amount of time. When they came back, they won 54% in 5 days rest or more, right? In that first game. So, anyways, not to get off topic. But, yeah, so again, back-to-back games, second game, look for favorites coming off a loss, and you will do well. Now, NHL. Different story when it comes to the NHL, and look at this. Only 47% win percentage in the second game in back-to-back game situations. And home teams, 52%. Not very good when you compare home. Well, actually, you know what? 56%, 47%. So still low in back-to-back games. But let's see, look at the favorites. We're always comparing oranges and apples here, right? Look at the favorites. It's just amazing, the favorites. 65% in back-to-back games. In the second game, the favorites were 98-53 on the year. And the over-under, again, nothing to sneeze about here. Very balanced when it came to the over-under. NBA favorites in back-to-back games coming off a win, 66%. And when they come off a loss, 64%. So a little different than the NBA. But the NBA, again, you're dealing with point spread, where the NHL, you're dealing with the money line. And underdogs coming off a loss in back-to-back game situations, 33%. So you didn't want to take underdogs in that second game. You probably wanted to play the favorites, right? Because they were winning at 66% in the back-to-back game situations. Also, on days rest, when was the best time to play NHL teams on days rest? 2 days seems to be the go-to right here. 57%. Again, that's very, very respectable at 57%. It's no gift. But it's FYI, right? This information, in case you're wondering. 3 days rest, only 39%. So after third day's rest, started to get a little rusty. 4 days rest, 47%, and 5 days rest, 51%. But the occurrences, 40 and what's this here, 35. So not many occurrences compared to this one up here when you're looking at 168 occurrences, right? And 1 day's rest. And again, COVID, that's why there was more games. So when you're doing your handicapping next year, keep an eye on the early trends for favorites in the second game in back-to-back game situation in the NBA. And for the NHL, you want to look at favorites in the same situation coming off a win, or actually just the favorites in the second game. They're 65%. And just having played hockey myself, and when you keep playing, especially in tournaments, right, you feel like you're getting stronger as you go along because your cardio is getting better and you're back on the ice, you're in the zone, you're just feeling it, right? And I'm sure the pros are just the same way. All right, there you have it. That is tip number 19. Can't believe we're already at 19. This is flying by, right? And now I'm hungry for poutine, and I think I'm going to go have poutine for lunch because now I'm just thinking of the gravy and the cheese and the fries. Well, maybe not. Got to still watch the old line, right? Once you hit 52 there, going to be 53 soon. Got to watch that old waistline. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed the tip. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back shortly with another Raymond Report. Cheers.